We're starting off our meeting with some garden props.
I'm gonna have to go put him somewhere. Oh boy. Okay.
All right, so we'll start off our kindness committee meeting now. Like I said, I'm hoping we have a couple more people that will pop on, do some updates, but I wanted to just bring us together since we are the kindness committee and our community is going through a crisis right now. Just to kind of check in with each of you, see how you're doing, and update you on some of the community response that's been happening between the town and LYSB, and hoping maybe Noah or Renee can give us a little update about schools. Figure out if there's anything unique that our committee can do to support the community as well. So, Jen, how about you and I start, and we can give an update about what the town's doing?
Absolutely. So this is Jennifer Datum, Social Services Coordinator at the Town of Lyme. And we have been working together. We had a conference call with almost all the involved agencies in the town in the beginning. The school was involved, the library was involved. And from there, we developed a fund through LYSB. We decided that they were the best agency to administer the fund. And it's for Lyme and Old Lyme, for people to donate money who want to help. It's been very generously supported. And we're now establishing the guidelines of how we're going to administer the funds, and based on your family size, your need, what's going to be covered under it, how can we help each person individually. So this is for Lyme and Old Lyme working together, which is fantastic. And I just spoke with Mary Seidner this morning about it. So there's also on the town's website 2 options, one for if you can help and one if you need help. Right now, the people who have said they can help outnumbers the people who say they need help by probably 5 to 1 right now. And people are, which is fantastic. People are volunteering not only financially, but they're volunteering their services and other ways that they can help, what their areas of specialty are. And so we're kind of using that list to tap in if we have a specific need or just to reach out to people.
What kind of books do you like?
Say again, Noah?
Meeting right now. Keep talking, Jen. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if somebody had a question. So, as a person fills out the form to say they need help, ask what town they live in, what specifically they need, and we've given them a couple of choices like grocery store gift card, help with my bills, help to run errands, that type of thing, and then we kind of farm it out. And some people have just said, I need help with groceries, I need help with bills, but some people have said, I need N95 masks. We got one of those requests, and I talked to Dave Roberge, our emergency management, about that. One person said they needed help with ink, and of course, LYSB is working on that with people who have kids in the schools, so I just referred out for that. And what a person who's been really very helpful in all this is Karen Veselka, our town nurse. She is willing to make drop-off gift cards to people's houses. She's willing to make phone calls and reach out to people, as well as myself and Kathy Tisdale, who works as social services for the town of Lyme. So we're also expecting, I think for a couple of reasons people aren't calling us. So one reason is they know the town hall is closed, and maybe they think that we might be able to return calls or emails, but they're not thinking to call us. Secondly, a lot of the people that I already help are on fixed incomes. They're elderly on Social Security. Maybe they live at Lymewood or Ryefield. They're not really as affected by it as somebody who had a job and got laid off or furloughed. So we're really trying to reach out to a population that we might not have ever helped before. So they reach out that way. And then thirdly, I do think that there's a short-term and a long-term effect of this, which I think we all know. In other words, people might get a stimulus check, they might have some savings, they might get some relief now, but it's going to be down the line that they need help. So we're anticipating that in addition to immediate needs. One more thing is that we do know that we're trying to get the word out to people, but we're doing it through our traditional means, which is technology. Of course, we did put a little card in the school lunches, which was fantastically helpful. We are in discussion to do that again to let people know so they can see that when they pick up the school lunch. But Katie, I think this is where the library comes in, because I did have one person talk to me, doesn't have a computer, doesn't have internet, has an iPad and needed to apply for unemployment. And I said, call the library, and I bet the Wi-Fi, you can sit outside the door of the library and access the Wi-Fi for people who don't have that technology that a lot of us come to take for granted.
Right. Yeah, it's one of the things we've been struggling with, how to connect with people, specifically with the scenario you just mentioned. You know, someone to apply for unemployment is online, and so many of the people who might need that don't have access to a computer. People who do have something like a tablet can definitely do what you were just describing. You know, there's a bench right by the door. The Wi-Fi does work there. But there are also people who have nothing, and we are open, you know, I would consider that in an emergency situation to a certain degree. We would be willing to, you know, put a laptop out on that bench for someone to use, and then, you know, sanitize it within an inch of its life, you know, after it's been used, and kind of rotate through our laptops. We have not gotten any requests like that, but we are open to doing it on a case-by-case basis for someone who is in real need, needing, you know, a device and internet access. But obviously, you know, posting that on our website and, you know, sending it out in our ebook really help the people who need that message.
Right.
So,
So, Jen, thank you for everything you've been doing. You've been helping so many people, and it's been really wonderful.
Thank you.
Some of the things that we've been doing from the Selectmen's office, we have a page on the town site where we're keeping all of our COVID-19 information, and we update that as needed. So just last week, I made a new page on there with mental health resources, because I think definitely as this continues to evolve and get worse as we move forward, people with existing mental health conditions are going to have to struggle, and people who maybe don't have a mental health condition but are struggling with panic and anxiety and stress are going to need more resources to get help. So we have a page that has whatever people could need, and I made a provider database that has local mental health providers who accept insurance and who are doing telehealth, so people can, and are accepting new patients. So people have a whole list there. They can go down the list. I included what the people's specialties are, how to contact them. So we have that on there now for people. We'll continue to share that. And I'm trying to think of what else kindness related is on there. So that's where we're keeping each week. Our first selectman, Tim Griswold, is putting out at the end of the week an update about the past week. You can find those there as well. We're also trying to help out our small business community, which is really suffering right now financially. We have some resources on there for them. Like Jen mentioned, that's where we have the Get Help, Give Help links as well, and people can donate to LYSD there. We have information on there about Access Health Connecticut, so health insurance enrollment for people. They extended that deadline for another week, I believe. So we're just trying to think about every angle of this and make sure that we have support for the residents. We also are we're trying to also promote positivity from the town. So one of the things you might have seen is that we've been asking people to put a heart on their door to show support of frontline workers. So frontline workers is anyone right now who's considered an essential employees, or grocery store employees, EMS, nurses, doctors, anyone in the healthcare field. We wanted to use a phrase that would encompass everybody. And we actually made a bunch of laminated hearts that are available to people outside the town hall, and I replenish that each day. And it's been really great. I think at least over 100 hearts just from town hall have gone out already, and I had to restock it today. And a lot of people have been sharing on social media pictures of kindness from around town. So just today, this morning, I put together a video compilation of people's images, and I shared it on the town Facebook page. So it's just a really nice uplifting video if you want to check it out. I can also email it to you all. I put it on our YouTube channel as well. It might be a nice thing to share with your demographics, something positive to put out there. The senior center is doing some good work as well. I thought this was so great. They asked some of us town employees to help call their list of members just to check in on them. So we did that. I took a list of 80 home with me on a weekend and called all these folks just to see how they're doing, see how they're feeling, make sure they have support, and to let them know that they can call the senior center if they need help getting groceries or prescriptions. And the seniors really liked being checked in on. So I believe that the senior center is going to continue doing that moving forward to be able to check in on them. So Noah and Renee, I know Renee, you have to pop off in a little bit. Do you have any updates from the school perspective that you want to share with us?
Yeah, so we're in our third week of distance learning, and it's going well. I think probably as well as we could expect it to go. Public school is not something that easily translates to an online format. As you can well imagine, so much of what we do is sort of based on the relationships that we have with kids and looking at kids and speaking with them. And this format has made some of those relationships difficult to maintain. But slowly but surely, all of our supports that we provide to kids are coming back online. And, globally, I think the kids are doing okay. I think the piece that they're missing is just regular contact. The kids, just like all the adults, are sort of sequestered in their homes, and kids, to some degree more than adults, are very socially driven. And yes, a lot of kids have phones. They're able to FaceTime and communicate in other formats, but it doesn't really take the place of, good old-fashioned face-to-face communication. And yeah, so while we do our distance learning program is up and running, and I think it's well done, and we're doing our best to revise it to meet the needs of our kids and our communities. I think the kids in general they're just having a hard time. This is a difficult time in everyone's life. Not only is it stressful, period, but it's really tough to be separated from your people, from your peeps. To that end, we're trying in school to provide some of those connections. Beginning on Tuesday, we're implementing a virtual homeroom. So that's an opportunity for kids to connect with their homeroom teacher and the other kids in their homeroom. Again, done over Google Meet, which is kind of like our version of WebEx. We've implemented video announcements where kids can submit pictures or short videos, and I put them together in like a weekly announcement, again, just so that the kids can hear our voices, see the faces of their friends, see the faces of their teachers. And so, we're certainly trying in our end, but it's a difficult situation.
Yeah. Well, I think you're doing a great job. Renee, is there anything that you wanted to add?
No, just the same thing what Noah's saying. I think the kids are, I really feel for the teenagers, the most really. Social connection is so important and to them and to develop their identities. So I really, my heart goes out to them. It's hard. This is hard. But I think the school's doing a great job.
I have a 7th grader, Michelle. We drove by the school yesterday and she waved at the school. Preschooler. And then she said, she acknowledges, she goes, this is like a big cosmic joke because I'm begging to go back to school. I would love to go back to school.
Yeah.
And I think they all feel like that, or most of them, or many of them.
I think most of them do. And even my own children, they're freshmen in high school, they said they will never take school for granted ever again. Like they miss it. They miss it so much.
Are there any mental health resources coming from the school for the students?
I put out an email to a link to resources.
Okay.
Do you have a
Mary
sense? Oh,
joined us. I'm sorry, Katie, were you saying something?
I was just going to ask, do you have a sense of, how the teachers are doing in this time? I think of
I do.
at home with their own kids, and
The teachers as a whole are pretty stressed. They're stressed because a lot of them are in this business because they really like kids, that they like the interaction, and that big reason why we come to work every day has been kind of removed. And the challenge that we as middle school folks have is, it's hard to take and translate, what you do in seventh grade Spanish to an online format. And we have a group of tremendously hardworking teachers. They're putting in probably far too many hours trying to replicate what they do. But they're just finding it challenging. A lot of kids, frankly, they're not responding in the way that we want them to respond. Yet, because of the distance, there's no way to go kind of knock on their door like we would typically and be like, come on, let's get out of bed, let's get to school. And so the teachers are really feeling, and they're stressed. They're trying to do the best they can, and they're challenged to I think meet their own expectations. These folks have extremely a high bar that they set for themselves, and they're struggling to meet that bar. That coupled with the fact, and I will put myself in the same group. You're trying to work from home, yet you're also trying to homeschool your small kids, which is sort of like what we have going on. And so I think everyone is just that we're all trying to do the best that we can. But like I said, in regards to the kids, it's just a challenging situation.
I think there's anything that we can do as a committee to support the teachers. I just was thinking as you were talking, Noah, what if we have the first selectman send like a supportive letter to all the teachers or something? I don't know if that would make an impact.
Video.
A
video message.
Oh.
A video message would be great.
Would be better, I think, than a letter. It's just more personal, but a video message would go really a long way.
What if it was also a video message of like parents thanking the teachers?
Yes.
Yeah. I would really.
Students too, maybe.
Yeah, because I think one of the saddest things about this whole thing is like the kids miss the teachers too. And me as a parent, I miss the teachers, and so I think parents would love to say, we think you're doing a great job and we're so appreciative of it.
I think, well, I just got the chills because I think that would be incredible, like so uplifting, and really help so much.
So one of the things, this is personal, but have a friend whose father has been in the hospital for the last 2 months from a traumatic injury, and he's going home. And so contacted all these people. We've all sent in, a 30-second welcome home video, and she's montaging all of it into like a 10 to 15 minute video to show when he comes home. So if we did like a group call for send in a thank you video under whatever time we think, 20 seconds, and then someone could mash it group. And that way you get kind of the different people in the community sending their thanks.
Great idea. I'm happy to put together the video and put the call out for that from the selectman's office in Tim's like weekly update. And I have people send those videos to me and we can put them together from our group. I love that.
I love this. That's awesome.
Great idea. All right,
we don't have next week off. We're working next week. Like in our schedule, they changed the calendar. Next week was supposed to be April break, and so we're working.
Okay.
Yeah. So that would come at a really good time, sometime next week, if possible.
Okay, well, we'll put it out there and see what we can get from people. Awesome.
But Noah and I do have to jump off because Noah, we have that meeting, right?
Yep, we have a guidance meeting.
Okay. Well, thank you for being on here and giving us your update. We appreciate it.
Thanks so much. Bye,
Guys.
guys.
Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Care.
Mary, now that you've popped on, would you be able to give an update from LYSB for everybody?
Sure. I don't know how much Jen has already shared with you about some of the stuff we're doing together, but at LASB, we convened a group of all the nonprofits in Lyme and Old Lyme, or that served Lyme and Old Lyme, about 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks ago now, to talk about what services they're providing to the community. I think, Katie, you were on the call, and I'm wondering if it's time to have a second meeting of that group. I don't know what you think about that, Jen, but
Yeah.
in my mind. Mm-hmm.
I think that's wise, because I think one of the most important parts of that meeting was just hearing what other people were doing. We know what our perspective is, but like, what are the churches doing? What is the MCCD doing? And looking at the big picture.
And I think that a lot of things have changed in a couple weeks, so.
Yep.
So maybe we should talk about doing that next week.
I agree.
But the result of that meeting was putting together a resource guide community, and that has been, shared on the two towns' websites, and I think it's been helpful. And really the biggest thing, though, that we're doing at OISB is we've established this fund, the COVID-19 Relief Fund, that we shared the information about that through an email, as well as being posted on the Town of Old Lyme website. And there's been a couple articles there was an article in the Day this weekend. There was an article on the Connecticut Examiner, and also Line. And so donations have been coming in for that. And we actually we're getting some very generous donations for that. And so we've been having conversations between myself and Jen Datum and the social services coordinator, Kathy Tisdale in Lyme, about how to best help families with this money. And so that's evolving, but people have been very generous. It's very nice. And Katie Huffman, in 2 weeks, this fund has raised more money than my community campaign. So a little.
Yeah, no, it's both heartwarming and
Oh my gosh.
moralizing. Yeah.
So but anyway, it's wonderful. So also another thing that we're doing to help right now is the schools have put together a program to help families who are learning at home and getting access to technology, and the printers and toner for the home printers, because these kids all of a sudden are printing worksheets and printing things, and a lot of people either don't have a printer, can't afford a printer. People don't use printers as much as they used to, and so the school wants to make sure that there's access to education for everyone. So they received a grant from the Lyme Old Lyme Education Foundation, and they asked us if we would partner with them to distribute the toner and the printers. And that has been a huge project and very popular with parents. So that's basically the school transferred some funds to us, and we put up a questionnaire, a Google form, and parents can request what they need, and then we get the orders in. It gets shipped directly to their house. So we've been helping with that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Have you been able to actually get toner? That's one of the things I'm hearing from people. There's a run on toner because everyone suddenly needs it for their kids.
The run is really on printers because yes, we have been able to find the toner. So far, we've been lucky. So there's a couple of models of toner that we've had difficulty finding, but we're going to so many different sources. So, there just isn't time to make sure we're finding the printers or the toner, like the most efficient printers. But if whatever you have at your house, whatever you need, is your toner cartridge number, and that's what we get for you. So. That's been busy, really busy.
I bet.
Mhm.
You're doing amazing work. You and Jen are doing incredible work for people. Very appreciated. Is there anyone else on the call who has an update you want to share?
I've been texting with Missy and she was unable to join the call. She tried joining by phone and by online and she said she couldn't get in. So I don't know what the problem was, but
I had a really hard time too, but I don't, and it's like super glitchy. But my Wi-Fi is also terrible, so it could just be that.
Oh,
it's nice to see your cat.
Oh, this is one of our new kittens.
oh my gosh.
Oh, so bitty.
Two kittens because they just make everyone so happy. But they're starving
God.
right now, so they're driving me crazy to eat. So cute.
That is adorable. Okay, well, so one of the things we'll do as a committee is we will work on putting together a thank you video for the teachers. I think that will be really nice.
Michelle, I was just thinking while when Renee and Noah were signing off, is that, I mean, it kind of could be for like any staff member in the school. I was thinking like when I'm at the middle school,
Your audio cut out a little bit. I don't know if it's
they're
just,
just waiting to see Renee. To just talk. How's that? Is that better? Is
That's better.
that better?
I can hear you.
Oh shoot! Everybody can hear me now. I was thinking that the video could include all staff members, like whoever people, because like Renee is so popular at the school and like IAs and even the secretaries of the schools. There's so many people that the kids see every day that touch their lives, like the librarians and I think it could really just be to like any staff members that the kids are really missing and their parents are really want to send like a message to. Doesn't maybe have to specifically be the teachers. I mean, of course, mostly would be the teachers, but it could be anybody.
yeah, that's a really good point. Sounds good. One of the other things I was thinking about, for a couple of months we've been talking about doing our kindness award, but we haven't gotten that off the ground yet. I feel like this is a good time for that. And when Jen was giving her update earlier and she was talking about Karen, our town nurse, I kind of wonder, does Karen live in Old Lyme?
She does.
She does. What do you think about giving her a kindness award for April?
I think that'd be fantastic. I think she would really appreciate that.
I agree. Yeah.
Likewise.
Okay, so we will start off that with Karen. And it's something we want to do monthly, and I have a feeling we're going to have plenty of kindness that's happening in the community that we can highlight with this award for many months to come.
I feel like that's one of the like greatest things that's come out of this is there's just so much, like when I go on Facebook just to like check my feed or even like Instagram, it's just constantly like instead of all the negativity and like the nastiness like I felt like it used to be, like now it's just so much positivity and so much like people doing, even like putting a heart on their door, like, but so many people are doing it and it's like so appreciative and I feel like people are just doing such nice things for people and it's just really nice.
I'm going to try something I haven't done yet on here and see if I can share my screen, because then I can show you that I did today. Share content. Okay, do you see my screen now? Oh wait, why did it
Oh,
open?
yeah.
Yes.
I see a Microsoft Excel. Ugh.
You see my Facebook page now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go over. Actually, you know what? Let me do this on YouTube because I can show it larger. Hopefully you can hear the audio of it.
I loved the video you posted today or yesterday.
So that's what I'm going to play for people who
Yeah.
maybe haven't seen it. You can see this, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That's pretty.
Oh, that was my neighbor. I got one of those in my mailbox.
You did?
That's your daughter. Yeah. Whoa.
I get choked up when I watch this. Okay, now how do I understand it? Okay, we're back. So I put that together this morning because so many people on social media are sharing really sweet things. So I just think it's important, especially, I think it's important for the town to really lead with spreading hope during this time of crisis because there's so much understandable panic. So we're trying to be really compassionate and thoughtful in our communications that come out of this office. So we shared that on our Facebook page today if anybody wants to share it on your Facebook pages. But as far as our group, I think it's important that we continue meeting monthly. If people are comfortable with that, we can just keep having these WebEx meetings until further notice. I just think it's good for us to all check in with each other to know what everyone's doing in the community and coming up with ideas of what our committee can do to support folks as well. Does anyone have anything else you want to add?
No.
No? Okay. Well, it was really nice.
I know.
Yeah, it was really nice to see all of you, and I'll be in touch with you about the video that we'll create for our schools.
Great.
Thank you, everybody.
All right. Thanks,
you so
Michelle.
much.
All right. Good seeing you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.